What's going on, everybody? This video is my NXT TakeOver Respect review video. Hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Up first was, to kick off the show, was a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, I believe semifinals tournament match. The winner became the first ever Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winner and got the giant trophy. Up first, as I said, was a Tag Team Classic, Dusty Classic match. It was Samoa Joe and Finn Balor taking on the team of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. This was a pretty damn good tag team match. Dawson and Wilder really worked over the knee and the leg of Finn Balor. Looked like he was really selling his knee injury. That was great tag team wrestling. It was a great kickoff to NXT TakeOver Respect. Great kickoff. And a great first tag team wrestling match. I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. I have been since the late 80s. Since I was a really young kid in the late 80s, I've always been a fan of tag team wrestling. And I'm glad it's making a comeback. At least in NXT, it's making a comeback, I think. So Joe and Finn Balor win. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor win. I was pretty damn sure they would. And I actually predicted in my predictions to NXT TakeOver Respect, which nobody really watched, only 4 views, but I don't really care about views. If I get a lot of views, that's great. If I don't, I'll still continue to make videos because I love pro wrestling. So on my predictions, I said Joe and Ballard would win and defeat Dash, Wilder, and Scott Dawson and go on to the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and they did. They win, they go to the finals. Up next was another Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic matchup. It was Rhino and Baron Corbin. They were a tag team taking on the team of Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, Ready, Willing, and Gable. It was the name of their team, or at least Chad Gable likes to say Ready, Willing, and Gable. He even had a towel. He came out holding a towel that said Ready, Willing, and Gable. Or Ready, Willing, Gable, whatever, something like that. That's what it said on the towel that he brought to ringside. Crowd was super into this match. It was a fun match to watch. Crowd was really into it. As I said, it was a great crowd for this match. They loved the team of Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. They especially loved Chad Gable. They were chanting Gable, Gable, and they came up with a lot of chants. They were singing Chad Gable, singing his name in like a theme song. They were chanting, "Let's go Gable, let's go Gable." So the crowd was really into, and it sounds like the crowd in Florida at Full Sail University, it sounds like they are big Chad Gable fans. At least the fans at NXT TakeOver tonight, they were big Chad Gable fans, and I am too. The guy is a great talent. He's a great amateur wrestler, and he's turning into a great professional wrestler. Jason Jordan also is pretty damn good. He was also an amateur wrestler. So Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, I had them winning. I thought they'd win and go to the finals. But I was wrong. They lost. I wasn't really angry, but I was disappointed. Definitely, I was disappointed that Chad and Jason Jordan lost, because I wanted them to go to the finals and win the whole damn tournament. So Baron Corbin and Rhino win. It was a good tag match. A lot of false finishes. A lot of kickouts at 2. A lot of breakups of 2 counts. Baron Corbin hit End of Days on Chad Gable. Jason Jordan just got in, ran into the ring, and just got in to break up the 3 count. That was awesome. Crowd was into it. It was a great tag team classic match. Rhino, Baron Corbin win. They go to the finals to face Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, the NXT champion. That match takes place, I believe, after the next 2 matches. Then we had the finals of the Tag Team Classic. Up next was Apollo Crews taking on Tyler Breeze. the gorgeous one, Prince Pretty, if you will. Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze, I had him winning in my predictions, but he lost. I thought Tyler really needed a win here. He needed a freaking win on a live special. I don't think he's won a live special match at an NXT TakeOver in at least 4 months or longer. Last NXT TakeOver, Tyler jobbed a Jushin Thunder Liger. I expected that, and that was the right thing to put Jushin Liger over in his first WWE NXT match in his debut, but Jushin Liger does not have a full-time contract, so I don't think he'll be back. I don't even think he might have a part-time contract, and maybe we'll see Jushin Thunder Liger return to NXT in 2016. I hope so, but who knows? So I thought Tyler needed a win on a live special because the guy hasn't won on a live special in a very long time. Tyler Breeze is a great talent. I see big things coming for him in the future, if it's still in NXT or the main roster. A lot of guys and some divas, I would like to see them stay in NXT and not go to the main roster, because Vince and the main roster and the creative team will just fuck them over and not push them correctly, or not give them a push, or not give them the opportunities they deserve. So I'd like to see Tyler stay in NXT. I'd like to see Bayley stay in NXT. And even Emma. Emma should stay in NXT and go after the NXT Women's Championship in a program with Bayley. I'd like to see Emma and Bayley in a program soon. But who knows where Bayley is going to go from here and who she's going to feud with next. Probably Asuka. But whatever. So some talents in NXT, I think they need to stay there if they want to make NXT their own brand. A lot of the talent should stay. I think it'd be great if NXT got a cruiserweight division. That'd be great, and that'd be better for NXT as their own brand to have another division of their own. Like they have their women's division, and it'd be great. They have their tag division. They have the NXT Championship. It'd be great if NXT, maybe in 2016 or sooner, started a cruiserweight division and created a NXT Cruiserweight Championship. I think that'd be great, and I would like to see that. If I'm talking too fast, I apologize. But I'm pretty fired up because NXT TakeOver Respect was pretty fucking awesome. So Apollo wins. I wanted Tyler to win, but it didn't happen. So I was wrong again on another prediction. Up next was Asuka making her NXT TakeOver debut. Asuka, if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. That's how I heard it, so I'm going to say it like that. It's Asuka. Asuka took on Dana Brooke. And I will say one thing about this match. The crowd was really into it. It was great to watch. And Dana Brooke, I want to say Dana Brooke, I don't think is that bad in the ring. I think she's really improving. And she didn't look that bad in there. She is 100 times better. I tweeted it out when NXT TakeOver is on. I said Dana Brooke in a tweet. I think Dana Brooke is 100 times better than Eva Marie in the ring. That's obvious that Dana Brooke is better, and she's picking up the wrestling better, and she's learning better whatever she learns from Sarah Del Rey and the other guy trainers in NXT. Norman Smiley, Prince Albert is a trainer, I think, for the Divas, and Norman Smiley and Sarah Del Rey, but probably mostly Sarah Del Rey. I think she's a head trainer for the Divas. So Dana Brooke is listening to Sarah Del Rey, and she's actually smart enough to pick up some of the wrestling and actually look pretty decent in the ring. Eva Marie is like brain dead. She hasn't picked up a thing. She has learned from Brian Kendrick. She was trained one-on-one with Brian Kendrick. WWE paid for that, paid to send her to go get trained with Brian Kendrick, and in my opinion, it didn't help. Nothing changed because Eva Marie last Friday on an NXT house show injured Carmella and gave her a stinger and kicked her in her head and injured her neck. Probably also gave her a concussion, I believe. So whatever time and money they have spent on Eva Marie trying to play wrestler, WWE, it's time to stop that and just drop trying to give Eva Marie an opportunity to be a wrestler, because it's never going to work out. Eva Marie is god fucking awful in the ring. She should not wrestle. If they want to keep her under contract, go ahead. Make her a manager, or just keep her on Total Divas. That's all Eva Marie is good for, is for being on Total Divas in a reality show. So Asuka, as I said, Dana Brooke, I thought did pretty good. The stuff she did, she didn't mess up. She looked pretty good in there. But she didn't get much offense in because Asuka basically killed her and owned her. I believe she made her tap out. Asuka wins her NXT debut. She got a great reaction from the fans. That was great to see. That was great to hear. I'm a big fan of Asuka, and I look for big things from her in the future in NXT. Hopefully they go into a Asuka Bayley program and have them fight over the NXT Women's Championship. I think that'd be great and really entertaining to see Asuka versus Bayley in a series of matches on NXT TV and NXT TakeOver Live specials. So I had Asuka. I predicted Asuka would win her debut. It was pretty easy to predict that because it was pretty obvious Asuka wasn't going to lose her NXT TakeOver wrestling debut in the WWE. I don't mean on the main roster. I just said in the WWE because NXT is part of WWE and the WWE pays all the NXT talent anyways. So Asuka wins. I was very happy about that. And I predicted that would happen. Now, I'm going to talk about the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The finals were Samoa Joe and Finn Balor taking on the team of Rhino and Baron Corbin. This match was pretty damn good. It was a good tag match. It was fast-paced, good action in it. Finn came into the match with a bad knee or injured knee. They were selling that his knee was really injured. They kept selling that his knee was really injured. I don't think he was injured at all, especially his finishing move that he did when he jumped off the top rope and did the double stomp. How could his knee be really injured? If it was, why would he do that? He wouldn't do that if it was really injured, so he was just selling it. I'm sure he's selling his knee injury really well, and he wasn't injured and didn't have a knee injury. Because if he did, he's pretty stupid to do that double foot stomp as his finish to win the match. So Joe gets tagged in, starts kicking ass, cleaning house, does a muscle buster on Rhino, sets him up in the corner, picks him up, does a muscle buster. I believe he tagged in Finn, or Finn tagged Joe. Went up to the top, did the double foot stomp, 1, 2, 3, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, the NXT champion. They win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, the first ever Tag Team Classic. As a tribute to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, we miss you, American Dream. It's a damn shame you're still not here. But hopefully every year in NXT, hopefully every year now they do the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, because I think it's a great idea and it's a nice tribute to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. The guy was an icon. The guy was a legend, an all-time great. So he deserves to have the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic go on and on every single year. Now, the main event, and Joe and Finn Balor, there was a lot of rumors. maybe some spoilers, or just that people thought that it would happen, that Joe would turn on Finn Balor in the main event and attack him, or because he had an injured leg, that Joe would kick him in his injured knee, and kick him in his leg, injure his knee even more, and screw Ballard out of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic and leave the ring and leave Ballard all alone to fight. Well, I didn't want to see that happen. I wanted Joe and Ballard to stay a team and win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I did not think that one of them should turn on each other. It would have been stupid and made me angry. So I'm glad that didn't happen, because I didn't want to see it happen. I mean, Joe doesn't have to turn heel on Finn Balor to challenge him for the NXT Championship at the next live special. All Joe really has to do is cut a promo on NXT TV and say, Finn, how about giving me an NXT World Title shot now? And then they could shake hands and they could have a World Title match at the next live special by having Finn agree to give Joe a World Title shot. It'd make a lot of sense. You don't got to have one of the guys turn heel and attack each other. That is an old-ass way of thinking. I mean, I've seen that done way too many times. Team partners turning on each other and then going after the other one's title. I've seen that way too many times. It's way too much, way overdone. It's overkilled. It's played out. So I don't want to see Joe turn on Ballard. I think it's played out. That's done way too often in wrestling. So I think they should just have Joe ask for a world title shot and Ballard just say, I accept, and you'll get one at the next NXT TakeOver from London or wherever it's from. It's in the UK, I believe, in December. So 2 months away until the next NXT TakeOver. I know that show will be pretty damn awesome. And I'll be watching it on the network, and I'll be live tweeting it for sure, the next NXT live special. So they win the finals of the Tag Team Classic. Joe and Finn Balor, your winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic for 2015. Up next was the main event. First ever NXT live special main event with two women from the NXT Divas roster. Even though Sasha Banks is still on the main roster, she came back to take on Bayley. And it made a lot of sense because this event was called NXT TakeOver Respect. Bayley, Sasha, they definitely respect each other behind the scenes. They're friends. Everybody knows that. So this was a great build-up, great storyline, and great build-up to this Iron Man match. 30-minute Iron Man match. I would like to see them actually wrestle again, and this time make it a 1-hour Iron Man match. I said that on Twitter, but I don't think it will happen because obviously Sasha Banks will probably just stay on the main roster and not come back to NXT. I don't think she'll come back to wrestle Bayley again, and that's pretty sad. But I don't think they'll bring Sasha back to do a 1-hour Iron Man match with Bayley. It would be great to see. I would like to see it. And I'd pay to see it. I'd pay my $9.99 to see it. A 1-hour Iron Man match between Sasha and Bayley. But I doubt that NXT does that again. I'm sure they'll have Bayley go into a program with Asuka or Dana Brooke or Emma. They don't have very many heel divas in NXT but Sasha Banks and Emma and Dana. That's just about it. And Eva Marie is not even playing a heel. She's hated in real life by the NXT fans. She is actually hated. And she doesn't have good heat like she's a great heel. She has bad heat like everybody wants you to go away, Eva Marie, and please retire. I hope you watch this, Eva Marie, and take my advice and please retire. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you really bad, but I think you're a god-awful wrestler, and you should retire from the ring because you're going to hurt somebody again And this time, you already heard Carmella this time, and I like Carmella. I like her a lot. She's great to her fans on Twitter. She actually is a nice person and talks to people and faves and retweets their tweets. So I like Carmella. I'm a fan of hers. I think she's a nice person. And I don't think she's that bad in the ring. I think Carmella's getting better and better, and she's decent and pretty good. She's good in the ring. Not pretty good, but she's good in the ring. Good enough. So she already injured Carmella. That pissed me off because I'm a fan of Carmella and her whole gimmick. And she comes out, cuts a little promo, says, I'm the Princess of Staten Island. I enjoy that. I think Carmella has skills. She'll get better in the ring, and she does have mic skills. Eva Marie, I don't think, has any skill. So, Eva injuring Carmella, that pissed me the fuck off. If she stays in the ring wrestling, she's going to injure someone else, and it'll be even worse. This time, hopefully, it doesn't happen, but next time, Eva Marie could even paralyze one of the other divas by dropping them on their head. So the main event was done very, very well. They told a great story. Didn't need much stupid storyline like Raws have nonstop, basically storylines and nonstop talking. NXT doesn't need nonstop talking. It just needs great wrestling, and this was a great wrestling match. It was very fun to watch, very entertaining to watch. You had the crowd chanting before the match even started, and you had a face-off between Bayley and Sasha before the bell rang, or right after the bell rang. They were facing off. And you had the crowd chanting, women's wrestling, women's wrestling. And they were chanting, this is awesome, this is awesome. And then they were even chanting at Sasha and Bayley, main event, main event. They were also chanting, this is wrestling, this is awesome, main event, main event. Women's wrestling. And even when Bayley did a belly to Sasha on the floor, they started chanting, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. So all the chants were great to hear and really deserving, because Sasha and Bayley, they worked their asses off. They definitely deserved to be the main event at NXT TakeOver Respect. It was a really well-worked matchup. Great 30-minute Iron Man match. I think it would have been better if it was longer, but obviously they didn't go to overtime, so it wasn't going to be longer. But I think it would have been actually better if they had some more time than 30 minutes, because I didn't want the match to end. When I was watching it and it ended, I was kind of disappointed because I wanted it to go on. I could have watched Sasha and Bayley for another 35 minutes or another hour and 10 minutes, whatever. But it was very well worked. The finish was pretty damn great. You had Sasha hook on the bank statement, submission, crossface, whatever you want to call it. Her submission hold, the bank statement. She had it locked on very long time. There's like 30 seconds left. I believe is tied up. It was tied up 2-2, 2 falls apiece. Hooked on the bank statement. Bayley did not tap. She reversed it with probably, probably under 20 seconds left. She reversed the bank statement, put on her own crossface. Or no, not a crossface, like a submission hold I've never seen before. I don't know what you call it. She locked her arm, pulled her shoulder back, had her like foot up against the back of her neck, and she's just pulling on Sasha, some type of submission move. And then it's under 10 seconds. It went down to like 4 or 3 seconds. And then Sasha said, you could see her mouth, she said, I give up. And she shook her head that she gave up. I didn't hear her say I give up, but obviously she gave up. She couldn't tap out because Bayley had both of her arms hooked and she's pulling on them. So Sasha gives up with like 3 seconds left. Bayley wins 3 falls to 2 falls to win and retain the NXT Women's Championship. This was my favorite match of the night on the TakeOver show. It was definitely one of my favorite matches of the year, along with Taker and Brock from SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Sasha Bailey was also damn good, and this Iron Man match was damn good also. So I guess I have 3 favorite matches in the WWE from 2015 so far. Seeing Sting wrestle at WrestleMania, seeing Sting debut, that was a great moment, but it's not one of my favorite matches because Sting jobbed. And I was not happy about that, but it happened, it's over, who cares? People move on, and a lot of fans nowadays, I mean, the goddamn world moves so fast on social media, people forget about stuff so damn fast. So in probably a year or 2 or quicker, or probably right now, a lot of fans already forgot that Sting lost to Triple H, and a lot of fans probably don't even care anymore that it did happen. Sting didn't have a problem with it. He jobbed him, he agreed to it, but what the hell else could Sting say? Sting couldn't really say to Vince, no, this is my first match, and no, I'm not jobbing at Triple H. Sting couldn't really say that, because then Vince, if Sting said, I'm not losing out there, Vince would have probably screwed Sting like he screwed Brett. Whatever. So Sting really had no leverage to say to Vince, no, I'm not jobbing at my first WrestleMania, my first WWE match. Sting really had no power in telling Vince what he wanted. So obviously he lost to Triple H because Vince decided that was going to happen. As I said, what else happened in the Iron Man match was, I don't know why I'm holding this pen, because I brought it down here with me. Here's my little paper of all the matches, NXT TakeOver, and all my predictions and who won and who lost, so I would not forget on my review video to read what happened. Even though I watched it, I want to make sure I had everything right about who won and lost and what my predictions were before the event. What the hell is I talking about now? The Iron Man match. In the very beginning, probably the first 5 minutes, you had Bailey do a Japanese arm drag once, and then she did it again, and Sasha landed on her head, on the back of her head, and her neck. She basically landed on the back of her head. She tried to tuck her chin like you're supposed to do in wrestling, so you don't get hurt. Obviously, everybody knows you're supposed to go like that, tuck your chin when you take a bump, so you don't freaking hit the back of your head and probably get a concussion. So Sasha, that was pretty scary, seeing her land on the back of her head. Looked like she injured her, I believe, right shoulder or left shoulder. Looked like it was injured. It probably was. And her neck was probably also hurting during the entire match, but the adrenaline during the match probably made Sasha Banks, and the pain of her landing on her head, the adrenaline probably made her not in pain, so that's a good thing. Hopefully Sasha Banks is not hurt where she'll be off TV for a month, because that would suck. Hopefully she didn't get a concussion or a neck injury or a shoulder injury. So I hope Sasha Banks is doing well and not injured from landing on her head. Anyways, the Iron Women's match, I know they're calling it Iron Man match, but I'll just say Iron Women's match. I thought it was very, very well done, very good. I'm going to watch it again and again and again. I'll probably, before the end of the year, I'll probably watch it 3 more times or more. Because what the hell, I have WWE Network, I can watch it anytime I want, so I'll take advantage of that. What else was I going to say before I end? The NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, this is what I was going to say. At NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Sasha and Bailey probably did have a better match because it was the first time ever they went one-on-one, and it was the first time that we saw those epic moves in the epic story of the match. It was the first time we saw it. The crowd loved everything in Brooklyn. They were really into it. They made Sasha and Bayley feel like the main event of that show, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. It felt like the main event, and the match definitely stole the show. So their Brooklyn match was probably a little better, but still the Iron Man match tonight at TakeOver, respect. I still give it a rating of a 10, or at least a 9.5 out of 10. It was very good. Their Brooklyn match was probably a 10. This match was, I say their Brooklyn match was a little bit better because Bayley won the title for the first time, and she showed everybody, she showed the fans what heart she had fighting and winning the championship for the first time. So that's why I say it was better. But the Iron Women's match was awesome as hell. I loved watching it. I'm a big fan, big supporter. As I said many times, I'm a big fan and supporter of women's wrestling, especially if it's good. If it's Eva Marie trying to wrestle, then it's bad. And that's because Eva Marie's in it. But if it's good women's wrestling, then I'm even more of a fan of it. And Bayley and Sasha definitely deserved to main event the TakeOver show tonight. As I said, it's a 9.5, close to 10. Brooklyn, their match was a 10. Tonight was a 9.5. Hope you enjoy my NXT TakeOver Respect review show. This was fun to do. Hope somebody watches it. More than 4 people hopefully watch it. I enjoyed doing this NXT TakeOver Respect review. I'll be doing a NXT TakeOver prediction show before the next NXT special from the UK. Then I'll be doing another NXT TakeOver London, or whatever they're going to call it. NXT TakeOver London or UK special. I'll also be doing a review show and a prediction show for that show in December. I believe it's going to happen in December. Hope you enjoyed my NXT TakeOver Respect review show. Follow me on Twitter at TNAWWE Guy. And I have another account at NXT WWE Guy. You can also find me there. But I don't go on there that much. Only really go on there to share my videos and give shout outs to my Twitter friends. So follow me on Twitter. I live tweet basically every pay-per-view event and every NXT TakeOver and every Raw. And I try to tweet every TNA if I'm home. Anyways, hope you enjoyed my review for TakeOver Respect. It was a great show. If I'd rate it, I'd give it a 10. It was a great show, fun show. It was an awesome wrestling show. Bye for now.